Hello, everybody. Hi,
Welcome
Cassie.
to Yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
It's been a good week. Hi, Keith. Oh, he's like a regular now. Hi, Mr. Keith. How are you? Good evening. Well, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know.
Well, at least 2 weeks ago, for sure. Hey, Terry. All of our regular ones are starting to come in. We have a great show for you guys today.
Absolutely.
Do you want to do bio or should I do my shameless plug first?
Oh, shameless plug.
I think we're going to do shameless plugs. Everybody come into the room. Everybody on TikTok. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody welcome. So I'm going to do my shameless plug because I was figuring it's our show. I can plug myself. So I have some really cool things coming down the pipeline in the next few weeks. I kind of wanted, hi, Mama B. How are you? I want to tell you all about it. First of all, we have, you guys may remember her. She's been on the show before. Colby Rebel is coming to the Dallas, Texas area, and she's going to be in Richardson on Saturday, November 5th. And she's going to hold an Awaken Your Gifts class. So if you're a beginner psychic medium, even into intermediate psychic medium, this is going to be a great class. Most of you know she is my mentor, my teacher. So super excited to have her here. Right, Cassie?
Cassie is also my teacher and my mentor, and I am so excited to have her here. So
yay, we're excited. She's going to spend the weekend here. And then after the class, or if you're not into the class, her and I are actually going to be doing Evening of Spirits at the same place, Saturday, November 5th from 7:30 to 9. We're going to bring through your loved ones and bring through evidence and personality and messages. And it is amazing to do one of these things. So if you've never been to a gallery event and you're in the Dallas, Texas area, I highly, highly encourage you to get a ticket, come out and see us because it can change your life. Like getting a message from spirit. It's just fascinating. Don't you think?
Yes.
Like not everyone gets a reading, but it doesn't matter. Just being there is fabulous. What are you just going to say?
So like the last gallery that you all had together was so incredible. Yes. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see you both up there doing your thing. It's gonna be so awesome.
Yay. I have so much fun doing it. I mean, I get so nervous too, but it's just so much fun. And then I just love to see the wow on people's faces when we start bringing through evidence, especially people who've never done it before. So if you are not a believer, come out, hang out, because I think you'll get something from it. Next, where am I going to be next, Miss Cassie? Norfolk, Virginia. So if you are in the Norfolk, say that 3 times, Norfolk, Virginia area, December 9th through the 11th, I will be there. I'm going to hold a message circle on December 9th. I'm going to do some private readings on December 10th. And then I'm actually going to be serving the Memorial Spiritualist Church during their service. I'm going to be a speaker, and then I'm going to do some readings towards the end on the 11th. And then we'll close out that Sunday with a workshop. So come out, see us if you're in that area. And then last but not least, my favorite part, just wanted to highlight that You Can Be a Medium is now available on Amazon. I'm super excited to say that it hit #1 a couple of weeks ago on Amazon. And so I'm super excited. So first of all, I want to say thank you to all of my supporters out there. Just know I love you, and I know I couldn't have done it without you. And if you don't have the book, go get the book. It's available on Amazon. So there's my shameless plug. Cassie, you got a shameless plug?
I got one.
Tell us about it.
So I develop websites, logos, and brand materials specifically for spiritual business owners. You can actually, if you want to see my work, you can actually go check out Tracy's website. And we also just did because of her book, we just did a awesome book launch and everything turned out amazing. So if you are in need of those services, I'm your girl. I speak your language. I know the lingo and all the things.
And she does an amazing job. So there you go. Yay.
So, and
Yay!
without any further ado, we do have a really amazing guest with us tonight.
I can't wait.
Yes. So Claire is actually joining us all the way from South Africa. And so it's like crazy AM in the morning for her. And she's here to talk to us about numerology. So, Claire, welcome to the show.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here.
Oh my God, and you look beautiful.
Thank you. But you look so beautiful at 2 a.m, don't you think?
It's like
So nice to be on the show, guys.
It's 8 where I'm at, and I've been washed up all day. So this is what I look like at 8 at night. So you look beautiful.
You look beautiful.
Thanks for being on the show. I know our guests are going to just get a kick out of this. They love numerology. So stick around, everybody on the show, because Claire is going to be doing some numerology for our listeners. And we are so excited to have her do it. But first, we're going to pass over the mic to Claire, and she's going to tell us what she does in a nutshell. Go ahead, Claire, explain to our followers.
Okay, let me explain. So I said to the girls earlier, there are kind of two sides to my story. So the one side, I am a numerologist. I'm a channel. I work as a medium. I teach psychic development. I have a master's degree in metaphysical science. So I'm a real metaphysical chick, as we'd say in South Africa. And I've worked with numerology for about 15, 16 years now. It is the most amazing tool, not just to do readings, and I do charts, and I do readings from them, and I teach workshops on numerology. But my second story is that I'm actually a life coach, counselor, trainer. I specialize in mental health, actually, at the moment, in treating bipolar and ADHD. And I use numerology as a background profiling tool on all of my clients. I have done for all the years I've worked as coach, counselor, etc., because it gives you the most incredible idea of what you're actually dealing with in terms of personality and behavior traits and qualities and talents. And it really is something amazing. So I call it a science. And I thought I'd give you a little background to it, if that's okay, guys.
Should we? Yes, please do.
Absolutely.
So just to give you a little bit of history on the science itself, it's credited to quite a few different sources, one of them being Pythagoras. And, he was a 6th century BC mathematician. I'm sure you remember the isosceles triangle from school. Mm-hmm. He was a metaphysician. He was a Greek philosopher. But it's also credited to the ancient Chaldeans, the Egyptians, the sages of China, the Brahmins of India, and so forth. So it really is an ancient science. Now, the version that I use and focus on and teach is what they call Western numerology, and that really is accredited to Pythagoras. He's called the father of Western numerology, and it's just because I find it the most accessible, the easiest to use.
Easiest, right?
Clear. Yeah, it's easy, it's clear, it's concise. Some of the other versions tend to be a little bit more complicated, right?
Yes.
And the philosophy that Pythagorean or so-called Pythagorean numerology supports is that we have past lives, we have future lives, that our souls are on journeys of learning around this planet, and we obviously visit this planet more than once. And that the journeys of learning that we go through in each lifetime are to expand our consciousness. Now, here is where numerology just fits in so well, because this is exactly what it says, that the numbers that we or our souls choose pre-birth in our birth dates or our birth names, or both, are essentially energy vibrations or archetypes. And a chart actually acts like a blueprint of potential for a particular lifetime that you can analyze and interpret. So it's not just a blueprint of potential, really. It's also a wonderful, let's call it a book, a chart of who you are. your abilities, your qualities, your talents, your flaws. You can pick up all of that in a numerology chart. So what I find so interesting about the name and the birth date, you know, we as humans kind of go, well, I choose my child's name, don't I? And that's kind of debatable. If you're one of those families that goes by, you know, like a family name. So let's say you're going to call your next son Henry Robert because that's the family name.
Right.
We've then got to assume that the soul coming to your family is very happy with Henry Robert because the energy vibration that Henry Robert contains suits that soul's journey of learning in this lifetime. So that's the soul that you're going to attract. If you reckon that you choose your name kind of intuitively for your kid, it's just going to come to you, then you've got to assume that the soul is quietly dropping that name in and going, that's what I want to be called because that's the energy that I want to resonate to.
Yes.
So when I'll tell you a very quick story here. My sister with her middle kid, she was very much for not doing the family thing. My brother-in-law was.
Okay.
But she phoned me one day and she said, oh, I've got it. I've got it. Gabriella Rose. I said to her, that's beautiful. And that feels right. And my brother-in-law went, no, what do you mean Gabriella Rose? We're not Italian. So he wanted more of a family name. So she became Gabrielle Rene. Rene was my grandmother's name. Rene was his Swiss French father's name. And my sister said to me, but I don't know if that's going to suit her and will it be okay? So I said to her, that's cool. I'll check in. Let me just connect with the soul. And she went, it'll do. That's what the soul said. So she was happy to be Gabrielle Rene. That suited the journey that she wanted to walk in this lifetime. So it's actually quite cool when it comes to the naming thing.
That is cool. I wanted to be Tracy. That's it. That was it. I love that.
You wanted to be Tracy. You wanted to be Cassie.
I wanted to be Tracy. Yes.
And that really was a soul choice. So, you know, just carrying along sort of on that thread, honestly, in terms of numerology, I don't think I have ever come across a modality that has explained me to myself as well as this science actually does. And it really is, it's quite amazing. So guys, do you have any questions before I carry on, or can I just carry on giving a little bit more of a definition?
Yeah, I wanted to see if anybody has any questions. So at this time, we'll take a quick second. Anybody questions on TikTok or any questions on Facebook, just leave them so we can ask her. I wanted to ask just one question. What do you think led you to wanting to help people? What led you? Because we talked about what you've done in the past, but what got you here?
Well, it was actually a lovely progression from the past. So all you guys watching, I started off as an actress in my 20s, and I had a great career for 10 years here in South Africa. And then I started working for my agency as a booker, and I bought the agency out with a partner, and I chaired the body of agents South Africa. So it was all very kind of corporate and legal work and stuff, but I was managing people. And being an actor, my mom still laughs and she goes, yeah, but you always said, when I was in my teens, I was like, what? Help people? No.
Yeah.
I'm a performer. No.
Yeah.
And managing actors, you honestly, if you're an actor agent, you are mom and dad and doctor and psychologist and mentor. And I really enjoyed it. And then I went on a life-changing course about 7 years into being an agent. It's something called the Transformation Game.
Okay.
Don't know if any of you know it. Beautiful spiritual tool for changing lives.
Okay.
Played it for 3 months as a course and just really found my calling. I actually healed someone's sight in the middle of the course for a day. And it made me realize that I had a lot more in me than I thought in terms of helping people. And I jumped. I sold my shares and I went off and I started doing sessions for people.
Isn't that crazy? One little thing can change the trajectory of what we do. So I think it's fascinating. So thank you for sharing. It does. I always ask all of my people that because it's just it's interesting to see. We've all had lives before and how it's just kind of changed because of our One little thing can change everything. So
One little thing, but you cannot fight that destiny. You
yeah.
can't. Yeah. And if you look at numerology,
Yes.
if I look at some of my numbers,
Yes.
it supports both the arts and helping people.
It does.
So, and if you look at people like in Hollywood and you go,
Yeah.
okay, why do so many actors do so much charity work or supporting people in different countries? If you look at their makeup, it supports both the arts and helping people. And it's actually quite common. So it explains all of that to you as well.
Yes, that's interesting. That's so interesting. Let's talk about numbers. How important are these numbers? Can you figure out karma and relationships too in numerology?
Yes. So let me give you a quick
Give us a quick class.
let me give you a quick detail
Mhm.
on a little bit more of numerology and how it
Okay,
relates to letters and stuff, and then I'll get on to the karmic stuff. Okay.
perfect.
So this is something that I teach in a workshop. So I'm just
Okay,
going to give you the actual definition and then show you something so you know exactly how it works.
okay.
So if we say numerology is the study of numbers and the ways in which they reflect certain human aptitudes and character tendencies as an integral part of the cosmic plan. So each letter of the alphabet has a related numerical value. So I want to show you a chart quickly. Very simple.
Yep.
If you can see what I'm showing here, A1, B2, C3, D4. Basically, the alphabet has 26 letters, and that's how the letters are numbered. But in numerology, we always try and take a bigger number and reduce it to its, I suppose you could call it its essence.
Right.
So when you get to J, J is actually the 10th letter, but 1 and 0 is 1. So J becomes 1.
Got it.
K is the 11th letter. 1 and 1 is 2. K becomes 2.
Yep.
L is the 12th letter. 1 and 2 is 3. L becomes 3. And so on. So you get 1 to 9 here. J to R is 1 to 9. S to Z is 1 to 8. So when you have a name in a chart, you assign the numbers just
Yep.
like that. And then you do all sorts of fancy sums. And that's how you come up with what we say 6 core numbers in a chart. Okay. And each number will have a little bit of a positive and a little bit of a negative, which I'll show you just now. And talking about karma, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that have come down through history in Pythagorean numerology that show you what kind of karma you brought into this lifetime. And those numbers are 10, 13, 14, 16, and 19.
Okay.
And they are incredibly fascinating if you investigate them quite deeply, because they are actually, and this is some of my latest research into numerology, they're actually sometimes responsible for some of the disorders that people experience, let's say like mental health disorders.
Yeah.
Karma is, I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. Karma is a bitch. Sometimes what you bring through with you, it's threads of lifetimes with the same dynamics that in this lifetime you're going to fix.
Yes. Thank you for that explanation.
Okay.
That was great.
I always laugh a little bit because I always say karma, like with the karma. So karma's a bitch. Nope, only if you are.
Only if you.
There's a
No,
t-shirt.
Because karma is karma. All
Karma's
it's doing
karma.
is returning the energy you're giving. So if you're not getting back what you want, then well,
It starts with you.
Want to look in the mirror.
It starts with you. But the most fascinating thing, if you see karmic numbers in people's charts and you start talking to them about the kind of lives they have, they don't know that they've been driven by this vibration of energy that's actually going to repair something from however many lifetimes ago or a couple of lifetimes. So whether you have tons of money, no money, whether you feel like you are, it's very interesting. I regress in my investigation. I've done quite a lot of past life regressions with people.
Have you?
want to see one karmic number, it's all the royalty. It's queens, it's kings. It's like that Roman dude lying on a chaise longue with the grapes dangling in the mouth. And you find a lot of people very difficult to actually get into work this time around because they never did. So when we start clearing that, then they're able to find their purpose and get down to it and actually get things done. But from that past life, it's like, no, dude, I'm served here. Come, do it for me. So very interesting stuff that comes through.
That is interesting. What do you think is the most important number? Is the life path number important?
The life path is very important.
Okay.
But someone will say to you, my number is.
Yeah.
No, you have 6 core numbers in a chart.
Okay.
You've got a soul purpose number, destiny number, personality number, life path number, and each one of them is actually really important. But the life path is quite easy to work out because you work it out from your birth date.
Birth date. So that's just the easiest to come. And when you do a reading, do you do all 6 numbers? Do you go into
all 6 and a whole lot more beside?
Okay.
There are other energies you work out. I do a bit of Chinese numerology. There's another whole story going on there.
Yeah.
If you use and study from all of the stuff that's out there, you can compile a chart that gives you tons of different things to have a look at. But the 6 core numbers show very clearly kind of who you are.
Who you are.
And really, really important in terms of your personality,
I love that. I love that. Look at everyone's like, how do we get our own numbers? How do we get our own numbers? We're going to get to that in a second. We're going to let her do some numbers for us, but I'm going to ask one last question. Are you done explaining numerology? Are you good?
Yeah, I'll do a bit more explaining as I go along and work things out for people.
Perfect. Then we're going to ask my last signature question for her, and then we will start doing numbers. Okay, so this is a new question I'm going to start asking people, and I thought of it this weekend as I was at that fair that I did. I did the Hippie Fest in North Carolina, and I made t-shirts, and the t-shirts say you can't make this shit up, right? Because all of us in this metaphysical world, so much magic happens, and there's so many aha moments, and it's just, I don't know, when you walk this path, it is super magical, and there you just see things that you just can't explain. So I'm going to start asking our guests, in your line of business and everything you've done, under the "you can't make this shit up" title, do you have a story for us of one of your most memorable, like, paranormal experiences, metaphysical experiences, or something that was just like, no way, that can't be real, right?
Yeah,
Anything?
absolutely, I do. And I'm actually going to relate this one to numerology because it was so related. When I started off, having left my agency, sold my shares, and probably either the most foolish or the bravest thing I've ever done in my life was just jump into this and start doing sessions for people. I must have been at my sessions for about 2-3 months or so. And I'd gotten to numerology the year before. I had found it absolutely fascinating, and I'd started using it in terms of profiling my clients. And one day, just before I had a client coming, and I prepared for my sessions, I'd actually sit down and check in on the person. I didn't yet have the courage to just do a reading or sit with the person and do a session yet. Okay, I'd just started, and I'd started cold. And I had learned to connect with my spirit guides. I heard them, I saw it. I'm mainly clairaudience, so I hear my messages. And I was in the bathroom just putting on some makeup, and I heard a message come through, and my guides just said to me, meditate. And I said, no, I've got a client coming in 10 minutes, and I got this, meditate. And I thought again, no, I've got a client coming in 10 minutes, and I need to sit down, and I need to prepare, and I got again, meditate. So I thought, oh, for heaven's sake, fine. So I went and I lay down on my bed, and I closed my eyes, and I kind of went, okay, let's go. And I got a sense of all the guides I'd met around me. And there were quite a few North American Indian guides in that. So I could see that very clearly, and other people. And it was like this occasion. They were all grouped around the side of my bed. And I thought, and I just went, guides, and they went, master guide.
Oh.
And I said, okay. And I said, guides, and they said, no, master guide. And I got the sense of applause. because I'd been very brave leaving my agency in my previous life.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it was like a little bit of a reward. Up, I just saw in my third eye, obviously, I saw this magnificent wizard shape with the hat and the everything. And I just got the name Merlin. And he was my first master guide. And he is everything to do with numerology. Because one of the first books I ever read was The Idiot's Guide to Numerology. It's one of the best books out there if you want to learn numerology. And
That's the one I need.
yeah, they have little sections where they call it Merlin's Notes.
Yeah.
So he is a master guide, very affiliated to numerology. And then that kind of opened the door for a lot of other master guides, ascended master guides for me to work on, as I went through my journey. But I never forget that day. And as I lay there, he just said to me, take a pink lotus, put it on your heart. And then I had to get up and go and do my session. And I kept thinking, oh, this is so amazing.
It's so amazing.
It's wonderful. It was my first experience of a master guide.
It's funny because you talk about meditation, and I tell all my clients and I tell people you should meditate, because once you start, there's some magical things that happen just on meditation, right?
Absolutely.
When I first started meditating, I was finally getting to the point where, like, okay, I'm not here anymore. I can go away. And I remember one of my most memorable meditation stories was laying there, and my boyfriend was next to me sleeping. And I said, I'm just going to meditate. And I was laying there, and out of nowhere, I got a Bible verse. And I was like, that's weird. I didn't grow up in the church. I wasn't raised reading the Bible. So I would have no idea what a Bible verse was. I just remember it was John something. And I was like, okay, that's a Bible verse. So I went and Googled it. And the actual saying was, the truth shall set you free. Right? So I was like, huh. So I went searching through Facebook and everything, and I found out he was cheating. So my guides or whoever were trying to get the message to me that the truth shall set you free, that you need to get out of this relationship. So it was just magical. I'll never forget. That was during a meditation that I clearly heard audibly John, I forgot what it is now, 14:21 or something like that. And so anyway, that was my story. And I think that's kind of cool too.
I have a very similar one to that, funnily enough, long before this. Also wanted to break up a relationship and lying in bed next to my guy, but really not happy.
Yeah.
I never knew how to meditate then, but I sort of drifted off into just trying to get an answer. And I also never forget the night, because I felt like I was sinking down into the bed. I almost felt like a presence pushing me down, but it was warm and comforting. And I also got a Bible verse, and it was something about arise, shine, for your light has come. And it just translated into arise, go, because you've got things to do. And I did. My whole spiritual journey started after I left the guy.
Thank you. Right? It's crazy.
It's amazing, isn't it?
If you're not going to get on your path, we're going to get you on your path, right? We're going to keep going.
Promise is destiny.
Yes. I just think it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I have one question from TikTok. When you're doing numerology, do you go by your birth name or your married name?
You go by your full birth name.
Birth name.
If you bring in your married name, it's another energy that you've brought in. So we definitely look at it, because it's another energy that you've brought in to, I suppose, support your life journey. It's part of your life journey, but the intrinsic part is your full birth name. So you must be honest. If you have 5 birth names, you must put them all down.
All birth, yes.
And we work off that, whatever's off your birth certificate.
Okay, on the birth certificate. Yep. Perfect. There you go, Brittany. There's your birthday. So we're going to get down to it. Let's start doing some some readings. You want to do it? You want to start with me, since I'll give everybody a chance?
Yes. Tracy, let's start with you.
All right. TikTok, Facebook. I know it's your birth date. So if you're comfortable giving it, is that all you need is birth date?
Yeah, we'll just do one of the main numbers in your chart is called your life path number.
Right.
And that is your birth date. Birthday, month, and year. And if we have that, then I can work it out and give you a little information about yourself there.
Let's do me.
So,
ready?
More than welcome. Okay, so Tracy, are we doing you?
Yes, we're going to do me first to kick it off. That gives time for people to give us their birth dates on both places. So my
Okay.
birth date is December 1st.
Ah, I'm also December. Okay.
Yay, 1970.
All right. So that's 1/12/1970 in
Okay.
numerology. So what we do is 1 just stays as 1.
Okay.
12 is we're going to just add 1 and 2 and make 3. 1970 reduces because we always reduce numbers to their like 1-digit essence if we can. So if I
Okay.
add up 1970, I get an 8. And that means you are exactly the same life path number as me. And
Oh,
you are a 3. I am 23rd December. Okay, so your life path number is a 3,
yes.
which means in terms of being a 3, every arts person, without doubt, every actor, musician, singer, presenter, people who are attracted to the media, etc., normally have 3 in their charts. They are very upbeat, they are very creative, they are very social. They also have tremendous psychic abilities because the 3 is quite a mental number and it's actually got the ability almost to get out of its own body.
Yeah.
So what I was saying earlier, numbers have both a positive and what you
Negative.
call negative. This was Merlin's advice to me. He came through one day and he channeled this to me. And he said, you must think about it like the flip side of a coin. The one side, like heads or tails, yin, yang, dark, light,
Yeah.
positive, negative. So
Yeah.
every day we're kind of spinning between our highest potential and then some of our slightly, let's call it challenges. Okay.
Yeah.
While the 3, and I'm just going to read you a couple of words here. There's a lovely definition here that says 3 represents all your aspects of self-expression. Self-projection, social ambition, conversation, writing, communication, great facility with words, which you sure have, Tracy.
Yes.
Grace, charm, a performer, beauty, flirtation, romance, artistic entertainer.
Thank you.
So there is a lot of that there. And then if you look at the other qualities, you're looking at things like, sorry, I just want to find some exact words here just to play off. A very quick and brilliant mind, mentally very acute, likely to be very clever, right?
Yes.
Imaginative, social, popular, charming. And this is on all the good stuff. And then if we go into the challenges,
Okay.
look at being a little scatty, sometimes a little scattered, sometimes finding difficulty in focusing, tries to do too many things at the same time,
Yep.
and then doesn't get anything done, particularly because the focus kind of gets lost, leaves
Okay.
things behind. I'm also 3, and my mom still says to me, and I'm not young anymore, and she still says when we've been on holiday, have you checked under the bed? Oh, yeah, because I'll have left a shoe, a hat, whatever, that scatteredness is there.
Yes.
And sometimes with the 3 energy, you find 3s, sometimes they find it difficult to forgive. They tend to hold on to grudges. They find it quite difficult to let go. They are the kind of people that tend to overthink, sometimes have racing thoughts. Everything can be very mentally driven. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank God I'm doing healing and therapy and all the other stuff. So all that grudge stuff I'm working through.
Yeah, and you would do.
But I'm happy to say, it's so validating because of what I do. The word narcissist comes up a lot for me.
Yes.
But it's right. But it's what I do. It's part of who I am.
It is. It is. But the 3 energy, there is a narcissistic element to it. We are, and I'm going to say we because I'm also a 3 life path. We are quite self-centered, but it's self-centered in an extremely good way at times because we're extremely focused on what we do. So most of our lives, we really hunt purpose and we really move to try and find purpose in life. That is one of the 3's main ambitions. And you're doing exactly that. It's passion into purpose. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I
So
did.
3 is incredibly good at that. It's taking passion and turning that into purpose and making that work for you, but in a very light way. We're very good with people. We
Yes,
love
yes.
being social. We like being around people. We're good communicators. We're very versatile. So it's a very upbeat and lovely number. It just, on the negative, has also got to watch that it doesn't stop and forget to process its emotions. Because
Perfect. I
that's
love
what it does not like doing. It doesn't like digging deep and getting all emotional about stuff. And that's when things build up and can become a problem, you know?
that. We do. We do. Well, thank you. That was
It's a
amazing.
pleasure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
And also, let's quickly do for you,
Cassie,
you're a
Cassie.
one birthday. One is everything about own business. It's the entrepreneur. It's also highly creative. It's kind of my way or the highway. I'm not really a team player. I like to stand alone. It is filled with purpose and, as I say, hugely good business instinct. So that's also a little bit of your one energy there in terms of your birth date.
Thank you. I'm going to own that. Thank you.
And so when you do a chart, guys, you
Yes.
go through all the numbers, the 6 core numbers, and you look at aspects of everything, and you'll see in someone which the dominant numbers are, on which they go, oh, yes, yeah, I get that. That makes more sense to me.
Yes, I love it. All right, you ready to do one of our listeners?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cassie, I'll let you pull one from Facebook and then I'll pull one from TikTok.
All right. So how about Terry Phillips?
Perfect.
It's 12/21/70.
So that would be 21/12/70, right?
21 to another December person. That's amazing. Okay.
You're
So
amazing.
already, sorry, what was your name? Terry.
Terry. Do you see it
Terry.
right there? Terry.
Terry. So Terry, you've got a 3 birthday. 21, 2 and 1 is 3. So everything we've been talking about in terms of me and Tracy applies to you in terms of the 3 energy there. If it's dominant in your chart, you could be very involved in the arts and you're probably very upbeat and social and lively and etc. And maybe on the negative side, just in inverted commas, might get a bit scattered, racing thoughts, don't process your emotions enough. I'm just giving you some tips there. But your life path number, we're going to add your birthday, which is a 3. And your birth month is December, which is 12, which is also a 3. And then your year is 1970, which is an 8. So you are a karmic number. You're what we call a 14-5. Now, it's quite interesting. We work with both the 4 and the 5 in the number. So you might find on one hand, you are incredibly reliable, staunch, responsible, over-responsible, sometimes motivate from fear, very careful around people, feel like sometimes you have to earn your worth on this planet. So you're very, very conscious sometimes about serving people. And on the flip side, you can be a wild child out there, highly communicative, very versatile, sometimes a little addictive. And also the 5 energy is very flamboyant, and it's one of those energies that people are very drawn to. Any of that makes sense to you? Because I'm not going into the deep karma here. I'm just kind of touching on some stuff lightly.
Perfect. Thank you. Let us know, Terry, if that resonated. Yay. We're going to move on to the next one. You ready?
Yep.
All right. We're going to do May 7th, 1998.
Okay, good.
And then Terry said, yes, ma'am. Terry said, yes. It all
Yes,
resonated.
ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Everyone's calling me ma'am. Does it show?
No.
I have
You're
been a
fine.
lecturer for a long time. Sometimes the people are like, yeah, it's that finger. Okay, so who am I talking to now?
Her name is Rebecca Hall.
Okay, Rebecca. So let's look at your birthday quickly. You're a 7 birthday. So I'm going to give you a couple of keywords here, and you see if you resonate to this, and then we'll do your life path number. Okay. So number 7, searcher, truth and knowledge seeker, investigative, philosophical, often very spiritual, sometimes with major, let's call it intuitive abilities, mystical abilities, sometimes with majorly strong math, science, and even geography abilities. Independent, a loner, need for privacy and space, scientific or technologically minded, metaphysically inclined, quite private and reserved, tends to overthink, think very deeply, turn that thought inside, and sometimes spend a lot of time overthinking. Not like the 3 energy that sort of gets racing thoughts, but this is very deep thinking, and you spend a lot of time sometimes on that. And can also be very charming. Do you know a lot of actors have the 7 as one of their core numbers? In fact, South Africa's one great export, Charlie's, Theron.
Theron, yeah.
And we say Taron because it's Afrikaans.
Yes.
Is a 7 birthday as well. And you can see that charm and her ability to engage people, that's also very 7. Then your life path number is, let's add up. So 7 and 5. And we're going to add up 1998. 1 and 9 is 10. 9 is 19 and 8 is 27, which adds up to 9. 12 and 9. Oh, goodness. You're a 3.
Oh, you're 3 like me.
We're all 3.
We're all
okay. So your 3 makes you, and I'm going to give you some of the keywords now instead of just talking about it: artistic, talented, imaginative, self-expressive, witty, communicative, optimistic, excitable, exuberant, social, popular, charming, generous, quick and brilliant, sometimes very clever. And you know, the arts thing is so interesting because a lot of people with 3 go, no, and it might not be your dominant number. But if you do have a 3, please know that anything artistic is actually really cool for you. And then looking on the slightly negative side, disorganized, being a bit scattered, impulsive, a little unpredictable, sometimes extravagant. Come on, guys, if you're a 3, you know you must love shopping, okay? You must love color, you must love clothes. I have a client and she calls it must. So we look into a shop and go, ooh, must, meaning I must have that. Okay.
I must have.
You don't always know where to stop. I must have that. And sometimes a little cynical, can tend to be jealous, hold grudges a little long. So, you know, in a session we chat about it and you'd be going, oh, yes, this, oh, not that. And we see what kind of fits with you. Hope some of that resonates with you.
I love that. That's awesome. All right, next I want to do Keith. Cassie, find Keith. Only because I know what he does for a living, so I want to see. This is going to be interesting.
June 21st, 1983.
Another 3.
That makes sense, Keith.
1983. June, did you say 21st June?
Yep.
Cassie, okay. So that's 3 is 6, 1 and 9 is 10, 8 is 18, and 3 is 21. 3. Wow. And your life path is a 3.
Makes sense.
So it's 3 world. So please tell me what Keith does. We've just gone through all the 3 qualities, so I'm not going to go through them again.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah. There you go. And your birthday is a 3. Your year of birth is a 3. And if you add up all the numbers, you get a 21-3. So yes, you're an entertainer.
He's an entertainer. That's crazy. So we just did so many 3s. We got to find something different.
Well, it's funny too, because I think I'm a 3 as well.
I think you are too. Yeah.
Come on, Cassie, let's do you. What are you?
February 15th, 1984.
So February 15th. 1984. Okay, you've got a very interesting number in your birth year, and I'm going to explain that because it gives a little bit of a different aspect to numerology. Let's just see. 15 is 6 and 2 is 8. Yes, your life path is 3. Oh, that's wonderful.
Duh.
Okay, so we're all 3s. We are all 3. And I think what I'll do then is go into, when I've done Cassie, I'll explain to you what a personal year 3 is because people can work this out at home. It's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But Cassie, when you add up your numbers, you end up being the same version of 3 that I am. It's a 30 that then reduces to a 3. So it's quite an enhanced 3. So you are highly creative, and you can see from the business that you do, it's not translated into entertaining, although here you are. Okay. but it's translated into the art side of things, and the artist is definitely 3, right? Now, your birth year, 1984. 1984, just on its own, reduces to a master number, which is 22. Those master numbers we don't reduce. 11, 22, 33, 44, they're the double numbers. And the master 22 is what we call the master builder. And it will factor, because it's your birth year, in all of your life, means that you've got the most incredible ability to build businesses and to build structures in life. The double twos are very intuitive. So the double 2, it's like channeling the concept, and then the practical 22 adds up to 4. 4 is very practical, practically being able to apply that intuition and build something for yourself. So the master builder can be building a system. It can be building a business. Many actors are also 22s because that double 2 is so intuitive, you know that they're channeling the roles. And if you look at Meryl Streep, who is, to my mind, probably one of the greatest actors ever, she's got all 3. I mean, there are many master numbers, but the most common, 11, 22, and 33, she's got them all in her chart. So her intuition is through the roof. So when she gets into those characters, and I mean, it's like watching a different person in each character, she is literally channeling that character through her intuition and making it happen. And that's also 22. She's got that as well. It's her birthday.
I love that. Thank
It's
you.
cool, right? Yeah, so it's a 3 night. What can I say?
And it makes so much sense. All right, I have one more person on TikTok I just got to get to. She goes by Flower Child, but hers is August 8th, 1972.
Okay, so 8/8, 1972, and it's 10/7/72 is 1901. Okay, so she is an 8. It's an 8 life path.
Okay, so there's another 8 in here, so listen to the 8s. Okay, everybody who's an 8.
So let's listen for the 8s here. You also got an 8 birthday, so you've got a very strong influence of 8 in your chart. And again, I'm going to give you some keywords. Let's see if they resonate with you. The concepts that go with 8 are leadership, being a really good manager. The 8 is always an incredibly good boss. Funny enough, 8s are also very good sports people. If you look at Roger Federer, tennis player, his chart is full of 8. So 8 is also incredibly sporty. And some keywords for you: manager, inspiring, resilience, survivor, very enterprising, influential, perceptive, very ambitious. Okay, the 8 is highly ambitious, capable, dependable, efficient, good judge of character, good boss, very organized, practical, loves making money. Okay, 8 is often not hung up on money, but actually very good at generating money. On the negative side, what you've got to watch out for being is a little dictatorial, a little bossy. In my family, we all have 8 in our charts. And I remember my sister saying to my mom once, Claire's become very teachery. Meaning, someone called me ma'am just now. Out comes the finger. Authoritarian. And got to watch out for being a little too ruthless sometimes, a little too ruthless in the pursuit of money. Can be, and I don't want to say greedy, but you've got to watch out that money doesn't become the motivation rather than what the real motivator is in allowing yourself to generate money productively. Okay. 8s can be quite arrogant. They can be quite domineering, can be highly stubborn, and also very intolerant. You find that 8s tend to get a little bit verbally strong with people, and can tend to be a little bit aggressive. So that's kind of you in a nutshell. It's a very strong energy, and it's a wonderful energy to have. Just got to keep it in the positive and generate money from the right sources, and also take care not to boss people around too much.
She said, I could agree with the keywords. I am very stubborn and hard-headed. I love it. Yeah, good job. All right, I'll let you take one, Cass.
Okay. What about Melissa Raphael Jackson?
All right. Go, Melissa. 11/16/1974.
11?
16. 1974. So November 16th, 1974.
Sorry.
Sorry,
So
we say it differently.
16/11, 1974. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So 7/11. Now, your birth month is a master number. It's 11. So I'm going to leave it as 11 and not reduce that. Let's have another add up here. 1 is 10, 17, and 4 is 21. 3, 11, 7, 33. Oh, goodness. You're a 3. Surprise.
Oh, another 3. We're done with you.
Well, we won't be done with you. Let's go to your birthday.
Okay.
Because it's a karmic number. It's 16. And if you add up the 1 and 6, it makes 7. So you're going to have characteristics of both 6 and 7. 7 we've been through, and we've looked at that kind of deep thinking, sometimes loner, sometimes very spiritual, sometimes great maths ability, etc., etc. But the 6 part of it is often very loving, very nurturing, and tends to be very overgiving in the karmic sense of it. So the karma that you're looking to repair is looking to serve people, not just unconditionally, but sometimes feeling like you are obliged just to give love and almost be people's savior. You don't want to do that. Okay. Nobody is there to be saved. They've all got their own journeys to walk. You got to get your love quotient in balance. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's very much the karmic 6 in 16/7. Any of
that
that sit with you?
We'll get it done in a second. Hold on.
Awesome.
Go to dot.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube.
Let's go up to
Date of birth.
24 September 1978. Okay,
Yes.
so 24 is a 6, 9, and then 1 9 is 10, 7, 17, and 8 is 25, 7. 15, 24, 25. Got to be careful when you're adding here 2 in the morning.
Right?
25. 6 and 9 is 15, and 7. Wow, you're a master number life path. You're a 22.
So there's another 22 in here, Joy. Just listen
Another
to
22 in here. So you must know that you've got the master number here can work in a couple of ways. If you're not aware that you've got this master number, 22, if you add 2 and 2, it makes 4. 4 is very dedicated, very responsible. It's sometimes what we call the accountant number. It can be very in the box, okay? And it's not an energy that tends to play out of the box and go and seek things in life. But the double 2, your intuition is actually phenomenal. And when you put those numbers together, you again have this master builder energy in which you can literally tap into your intuition, find amazing concepts that you want to build and actually make it happen. So I'm going to give you an example here. It's sometimes easier to tell a story. When I was at a college, I was deputy principal of a college at one point, and my director was a 22, her sole purpose number, which is a big number in your chart. She was responsible for conceiving the college concept, private education, and franchising about 25 to 30 franchises right across South Africa. And when you talk to her, you would literally see her go, you'd see that intuition come in, and then she'd go, right, this is what we're going to do. And just make it happen. So that fine intuition and then the practical application of it is what your master builder is all about. So know that you've got some amazing abilities there. I hope you run it.
Love it. This is so interesting. All right, Cassie, you'll do another. I don't have any more on TikTok, so that's all on you, girl.
Okay, so why don't we do Melissa May?
Yeah. 11/26/75. So November 26th.
Okay, so 75 again. That birth year of yours is a 22. So it really is the night of the 3s and the 22s. But your full life path number, we add up your birth date, 2 and 6 is 8, and 11 is 19, and then I've got to do a sum here, 22, that is 11, 1 and 2 is 3, 1 is 4. Oh, you're a 5.
Ooh, it's different.
5 life path. Yay. Let's get into difference. So,
Yay!
keywords here, and you're going to see if they resonate with you. Free-spirited, changeable, loves new horizons, loves traveling, endlessly curious, very versatile, hugely communicative. In fact, a 5, and I have a lot of 5 energy in my chart. You can't stop 5s talking. They just talk unless you stop them, because they really enjoy it. They're actually very good teachers, by the way. Variety seeker, explorer, adventurer, upbeat, verbally skilled, multi-talented, also quite sensual. 5s have a very sexy energy, okay? And you'll just have to see if that sits with you. They're very independent. They're very adaptable. They thrive on change. They get very restless. In fact, you can't put a 5 in a room for too long. It's going to get up and go, no, I want to go outside now. It's a beautiful day. Okay. I was always like this. Don't put me inside on a beautiful day on a holiday, because I'll be going, no, thanks. I need to be on the beach.
Right.
So 5s need to be out there. They're passionate. They're spontaneous. And on their negative, they got to watch out for being a little too impatient, sometimes irresponsible, sometimes addictive. 5 tend to get addicted to a whole lot of things. Could be food, drink, drugs, sex, you name it. And because it's 5 is all about pleasure. So 5's got to watch out that its pleasure quotient doesn't completely overwhelm it and take over. It's a wonderful number to have, though. It's totally out of the box and it's very fresh.
I love that. Yeah. All right. I don't know Melissa yet, but hopefully she'll let us know how that went. But I want to say Keith gave us a comment.
Yes.
He says, I thought the same thing with the 2 and the 3. All of you are 3s, and that is a repeat number, which is a number I see all the time. And 11, and then 11111. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks, Keith, for letting us know.
That's very interesting. Let's touch on that very quickly, because people ask about it all the time. What does it mean when I see a 33, a 333, 1111? It's quite difficult to say. For me, it's a very personal experience.
Yeah.
And I see 1111 quite often. And I think all of you watching will probably understand this. You know, when you're shifting something, when you're in your own process and you suddenly made a big shift, that's when, for me anyway, I tend to see double numbers. And yes, all of them have a meaning, which I won't go into now, but it's normally quite profound for you. You must work out what's happening in you at the time.
Yes. Let's do one last one, that last one, Facebook user. And we're running out of time. So November 23rd, 1966.
Oh, that's my year. And you're a month away from me. I'm December the 23rd, 1966.
Oh, there
So
you go.
1966, again, is the master builder. It's a 22, okay? So you've got that ability. And if it sits in your birth year, it can come in later in your life or earlier. So you've got that beautiful double 2 into the 4, can build beautiful things or channel beautiful roles. Very, very intuitive and also very practical. 23rd, your birthday is a 5. We've just gone through the 5 energy. And if I add it all up, we are looking at your life path is an 11, which means you are 11 by definition is the spiritual messenger. You are highly intuitive. You are very sensitive. So I'm going to give you a couple of key words off the 2 energy, because 11 adds up to 2. And it's a heightened version of 2. You find a lot of your psychics fall under 11, right? And so interesting as well, if you go back to 2 people I'm thinking of. The author J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter.
Yes.
She's an 11 in one of her numbers. Now, that means she's got the ability to channel, which means that all those stories she's brought through, a lot of them were obviously channeled. That's how you bring through great literature. Mozart, the classical composer, had 11 in his chart. You think of all the music that he wrote, a lot of music, and I've written quite a lot of music in my youth and acting time. It just comes through you, okay?
Yeah.
You're a channel, not just for messages, but for music and art and literature. So 11 has all of that and is also highly sensitive, peacemaker, soul of an artist at times, very sensitive, very perceptive, loves working with people, is a total team player, loves peace, loves harmony. On the negative side, tends to hate confrontation and will often be a little bit of a passive behavioralist, very easily hurt, sometimes very oversensitive. So it's a very delicate energy, but it's got the most beautiful gifts to it. And the intuition is the part that needs to be developed if you haven't already.
She's starting. Hi, it's Lori. Her name is Lori Davis. Hi, Lori. That was great. That fits, I think, perfectly for her. Thank you so much, Claire. We are at the top of the hour already. I hate that. It goes by so fast. So fast. So can you tell people where they can find you if they want a reading? Where do they go?
Yes. If you want to find me, go to my Facebook page. It's my metaphysical page. It's called The Metaphysics of Being.
Okay.
And the handle is at Metaphysics Giamari. It's a bit odd. That's my soul name, Giamari.
Giamari. Yeah.
Giamari, SC. That's my soul name. So at Metaphysics Giamari, you can message me on that. There's an email address on there, which I use, metaphysics of being 1@gmail.com. And you can reach me.
And you can reach her there. Well, thank you so much, Claire. I know it's late. Well, early. I don't know.
It is early.
It's really early in the morning. So we're going
to have a whiskey or a tea. I'm joking.
Something that will help you sleep. But we appreciate you being on the show. Thank you so much. And to everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube land, and TikTok land. Thank you for always joining us.
Wonderful being here. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Until next time. Peace out. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.